and I were just rehashing last November's fiasco at Richland, which nobody wants to remember. But unfortunately, that's kind of hard to forget, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, with 50-mile-an-hour winds and cold rain, and them throwing our local radio station up on the top of the box on the roof, Todd. I felt bad for you. I'm not going to lie.
You felt bad. Imagine what Ward Hilliard and I felt like. Nah, but you know what? That's the things that you run into. And weather certainly is a topic for us at any time of the year living where we do. Our visit with Adam Rising this morning is presented by Marcus & Mack, voted best law firm and best personal injury lawyer 3 years in a row in the Best of Indiana County contest. You can visit them online at marcusandmack.com. We're not talking football today with Coach Rising. We're talking, well, almost baseball, because the storms the other day did some real damage to the ball field there in Creekside, didn't they?
They really did. Yeah, I mean, football's obviously on my mind 12 months a year, and we're fortunate enough to help out down at Creekside. I've been involved for about 15 years now since my oldest son was there, and he's mowed and take care of the ballparks with the help of my dad, and then my middle son Camden, he does it now, Todd, and yeah, the weather had an impact, and I'm speaking in half, of Carrie Bailey, our president, and Kristen Kessler and Stacy Rising, that's on the Little League board, and Jeff Sweeney as well, that are very instrumental with making Little League happen. And luckily we're at the tail end of the season, but Creekside, again, has been hit and damaged extensively with this flood.
Yeah, and in fact, when you look at the pictures, you could actually take a boat out onto that ball field and have a better chance than fielding a ground ball. It really is extensive, the amount of damage, and it's not the first time, is it?
It's not. No, and I left out Jolene Fenton also. She's on the board. Her husband JJ called me and said, "Hey, bring the chest waders." And it's not the hip waders. He said, "No, you'll be over top of your hips. Bring your chest waders." And when I got there, I actually said to my youngest son Nolan, I said, "We should have brought our kayaks," because at that point, we were trying to get to two concessions to try to get refrigerators up, pitching machines up, food out, and it's devastating. It's sad. And Jeff Sweeney and I, we were trying to get a four-wheeler pulled out, and the zero-tone mower that we almost lost. And there's just no words, I guess, that can speak for the hardship that's happened. And I actually was on the phone with Tony Moretti, because Tony was the president down there for many years with Adam McCoy and Doug Snyder, and so they have a history. And actually, Tony said that creek has not been addressed since the 1960s. Was the last time that it's been drudged. Wow. And it used to take a couple days of rain and extensive downpour for it to flood, Todd. Mm-hmm. But now it's a few hour hard rain, and everything, the creek that comes in along 110 from Ernest, and then you have Crooked Creek that comes down from Chambersville. Everything's just so backed up, and there's so much silt in that creek that it takes a downpour now, and that whole complex is underwater.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've been getting downpours almost every day for the last month or so, it seems. And there was another one last night. There's one scheduled for today with some heavy thunderstorms. And the problem is, as you said, the maintenance of these waterways, and there's just no funding being provided in order to get them taken care of. There's no labor that is available to take care of those sorts of things. In many cases, you're relying upon volunteers, and all they can do is try to work at repairing and putting things back together after the fact. And we saw it in Clymer last year. We saw it in northern Cambria. Their ball fields all got flooded. And, people in their daily lives, in their homes, they're getting these same flooding issues as well. And thankfully, nobody was hurt and no lives were lost. But you can see how quickly this all happens. And the search for answers, it just comes up empty. And so it's a real problem.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. And I'm very grateful nobody, has gotten hurt or died within these storms, and it's a huge safety issue, just even for the town of Creekside and the amount of people that deal with flooding. And I remember my dad was part of the cleanup down at Clymer years ago, and I believe they brought the Army Corps of Engineers in to cut back the brush and to dredge the creek because all the flooding that Clymer was enduring during that time as well. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, something needs to be done, Todd, because the reality is you can't put any money into that facility down there. You can't try to upgrade. You can't try to do anything because of just the extent of damage now that it accrues. So, it'd be a blessing for some property to come available within our district, high on a hill that we would say we know ball fields are, that property is always donated, and Creekside Athletic Association is who owns the 10 acres down there. But it would be a real blessing if something would come available to build a complex, or like you said, whether it's county commissioners, whoever that needs to get involved to address the creek that enters into Creekside to really cut it back and to take out the 4 or 5 feet of silt that lies in the bottom of that stream now is just keeps on compacting, and
yeah. Well,
and luckily we're at the tail end of baseball, I guess, with going into district play and all-stars and so forth. But what do? You grab the volunteers that want to help and try to clean it up and move ahead.
Yeah. Well, with this latest incident, what can folks do? Is help needed? Materials needed? How can people help?
Yeah, I'd say at this point we haven't even been back down to evaluate the damage that's happened. I think the big thing is just to get the message out that either there's really two options. Is getting commissioners involved to start a project, to start an initiative, even if it's locally owned businesses that has to step in to help excavate the creek back, getting all that silt off the bottom, or plan B is just we try to acquire 7, 8, 9 acres somewhere centralized within our school district that can continue to provide the opportunities that Little League does.
Yeah. Well, for folks who want to get involved, I'm sure you have a Facebook page, yes? Yeah,
Marion Center Little League. Yep.
All right.
Marion Center Little League is our Facebook page. They can feel free to reach out to myself or Terry Bailey's our president, and her number is 724-422-5961. Any help, any financial donations, anybody that's willing to sacrifice some property, whether if it's named after the Todd Marino baseball complex, so be it. We'll do what we have to do to reward anybody that's willing to help out.
Yeah, you don't want my name on that. There will be more damage done. Hey, Coach, looking forward to talking with you much more as the fall comes along. But right now, we want to get folks focused on the situation there and how they might be able to help out. Thank you for joining us here this morning.
Yeah, I appreciate it. We're 10 weeks from kickoff, and we're going to enjoy some baseball here during some time frame. But we appreciate the coverage and any help to help with this matter for Marion Center Little League would be greatly appreciated.
Adam Rising, thanks so much. Have a great day today.
Thank you. Take care.
There's Adam Rising with us here this morning on Indiana in the